Greetings, geeks and nerds. I'm Lucky Universe and White and Nerdy, and it's time for another YouTuber subscriber poll. As I love doing this with you guys a lot, but this one was more decisive than the one that I did last month, where it was mostly Spawn that really took the cake and ran with it. So I'm glad to see that there was diversity, but this time we're going back to Power Rangers with Power Rangers in Space, which according to some of my subscribers is one of their favorite seasons. It is one of mine personally, but not in my top 5. It would definitely be in the top 10 category at least. Maybe coming in at either number 7 or 6 for me personally. Now I know what you're thinking. We've been jumping around the series a lot, and that's mostly for very good reason. See, I don't own every season of Power Rangers that you might think. I picked up some here and there, and Power Rangers in Space definitely shares a nostalgic connection to me. Well, it wasn't just one of the series that I was really big into as a kid, but also because of the fact that when I was a kid, I owned mostly every single action figure of the team. So I think that's kind of cool. But yes, I will jump back and forth between the series and talk about my favorite seasons and least favorite seasons. Like, I know that there are people that do like their favorite seasons, and I am the one that kind of is like, yeah, but they could have been better. For example, like Power Rangers Turbo, Operation Overdrive, and RPM, in my opinion, are some of the least best series of mine. But In Space is the sequel to basically Power Rangers Turbo. So the way that you can think about it is that Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo, and In Space all follows a connection to the characters as they all basically transition to one another and to that point up until a lost galaxy. Continuing with the main characters, except for In Space just changing one of the characters. But I have to praise Power Rangers in Space for some good reasons, man. There is no Justin. That's right, there is no Blake Foster in this one. They left his tiny, pathetic, puny ass on Earth. So, and if I ever get to reviewing Turbo, I'll talk about the reason why he was brought on to Power Rangers Turbo. But for now, let's all celebrate and rejoice, man, because there is no Justin, no Blake Foster in this series. Celebration time! Sir, I can understand that you're having fun and everything with that, Justin not being in the series, and you're sort of right. But there's one thing that I have to tell you that some people probably would already correct you on. Uh, Justin or Blake Foster, he is in the series, so just to let you know, he actually does make a cameo in this series. Wait, you mean to tell me that the bane of my existence, the one that ruined Power Ranger Turbo for me, is in this series? He's actually in an episode? Are you kidding me that he actually makes a freaking cameo? He's actually in this series? Yes, unfortunately I must be the one to bear you the bad news that he is actually in this series. He does make a cameo appearance because I guess he has a fan base or a small cult following or something. So I just wanted to be on board to tell you and let you know that he does honestly make a cameo in this. My guest at time just thought that the series needed Justin to come in so it would be more popular than another series. And if you're so inclined to see what that popular reason is, or if you would like to learn about it, then let us know if you would like us to review or talk about Power Rangers Turbo. And if anyone ever does have a copy that they would like to send, then please let us know because it would go in great hands in this in this category. So please let us know, or you can let us know by following us at Twitter with the link in the description down below. What? That's my job. Or whatever. Anyways, let's drive into space. Let's rocket into gear with Power Rangers in space. Now, the thing is that when we talk about the cast, there's not much of a change from Turbo in space. And if you remember correctly, there was a change in Turbo. They replaced Nakia Breeze, Catherine Sutherland, and Jason David Frank. That's another reason I didn't like Turbo with the replacement of Tommy with TJ. But I had nothing against Selwyn Ward or anything. It's just that when I was a kid and you see your childhood hero be replaced, you do get just a smidge upset. But I grew to love TJ, and Selwyn Ward is a terrific actor. And he's a terrific addition to the Power Rangers universe. The only reason at the time when I was a kid why I was so upset was I saw my favorite childhood hero just get kicked off of the team until he returned in Power Rangers Dino Thunder. But I had to sit there as a kid and go, how dare they kick off Tommy? This is not fair. But now I'm like, hey, it's cool. So, let's dive into Power Rangers in space, and let's rocket into gear, and unfortunately do not leave Justin's tiny, pathetic ass behind. So, this is my review and retrospective of Power Rangers in space. But first, let's talk about the plot. During the last ending of Turbo, Diva-Tot finally attacked the command center, having her minions and army go after the Power Rangers, which there was no escape. So to save them, the Rangers had to be launched into space with Justin's ass left behind, which is where the series picks off, with the Rangers going to space and space is celebrating. But there's a new leader in town, and she does not care about this new team, the one only known as Princess Astronomer, who doesn't care about the other villains she's come to know. Even worse, one of the longtime enemies, Dark Spectre, had noticed that for the team that they have rightfully kidnapped Zordon, and they are killing him and draining him of his life source. With the new evil on the way, the leader, Andros, knows that he has to imply on a new team, and the Power Rangers in space are finally born as a new team full of new powers and new gadgets. First up is the amazing and lovely Tracy Lynn Cruz, who reprises her role as Ashley and still being a Yellow Ranger. As Ashley, despite everything that she goes through, becomes sort of the heart of the team, and sort of becomes also the soul of the team while carrying the weight behind her or on her shoulders. Ashley can sometimes change her emotions on a quick flip of a dime, but she mostly means well, and she doesn't want anybody to get hurt, not even her family or the Rangers she comes to know and love. As even in the series, she can also be seen as a princess as she falls for the new guy or the new boy in town, Andros, and really starts to develop relations with him throughout the season. But as the Yellow Ranger, Ashley carries behind with her a strength and a weight that nobody can take away from her, as the greatest strength is the team that she's come to know and love and respect and protect. Next up is Patricia J. Lee, or Jolly, however that you pronounce it, who replaces her role as Cassie and is still pretty in pink. As Cassie is usually supposed to be the underdog of the team, and you greatly see that with the series that she tried to show her best, but at the same time, she can't really show her best. But there are certain times where Cassie is known to show her best, but gratefully, while she is the underdog, she gets to show her greatness in ways that the team would never imagine. And sure, without a doubt, Cassie can definitely be seen as the Rangers' caretaker, and despite what she gets into with the Rangers, she's still there for them and has their back, even at times when they argue. As it's easier to compare Cassie to that of a little sister, someone who's always there for you and has your back even in the times when you think that they've gone missing. While she's the underdog, you can always root for her, as Cassie is one of the best additions to the Power Rangers team, and definitely is one that shows a bunch of heart and a bunch of kindness compared to most of the other Rangers.
You know what to do. You can count on me!
Guys, let's teach these monsters a lesson. Despicable, you've done your part.
Next up is the amazing Roger Velasco, I'm sorry if I pronounced his last name wrong, who reprises his role from Power Rangers Turbo as Carlos. Carlos is basically the Ranger's big brother. While he might seem like he had no responsibilities or, yet better yet, ignored the Rangers, he's still the big brother and protector of the team. And when the Rangers really need him, Carlos can be such a valuable ally to the team, really adding a boost of strength that the team could really use and have on its set. But often with Carlos, you notice that his biggest weakness is probably his anger, which can sometimes, and notably, get the best of him. But without a doubt, Carlos will always be there to protect the Rangers, very similar to a big brother who always had to protect the younger siblings around him, and Carlos is a great example of that. And no matter what Carlos is going through, he always brings his A game on the table and brings it every single time, as I can definitely relate to him as being a big brother of this amazing team.
Let's rock it!
Selwyn Ward returns to reprise his role as TJ, except this time he goes from red to blue, very similar to Rocky from Power Rangers Zero. As I can see TJ definitely being the younger brother of the team, the one who's mostly cocky, walks around like he knows everything, but at the same time still respects his own family. And TJ is a great protector and ally, putting himself in harm's way before any harm comes to his family, very much similar to that of a little brother despite his cockiness and attitude. While TJ can yes be upset that he had been replaced with Andros, he still is a valuable member of the team and really knows his place in history, as he's become a symbol that kids can look up to even still to this day, and becoming one of the most famous Rangers in all of history, and despite him getting a downgrade. For Power Ranger history, TJ had definitely gotten the biggest upgrade in his cult following in history, and he definitely deserves it as a great Blue Ranger.
Ashley, you okay?
Yeah.
Hey, TJ, how about you? A-okay. Great. Do it, TJ.
Alright.
So Megazord power. Astro Delta Megazord online.
Rounding off the team is the new leader, Christopher Kamen Lee, who plays the role as Andros, the new Red Ranger and leader of this new team. At first, he didn't know what to think of his new team that he just ran onto his spaceship and just came into his life, but he wanted to keep them out of harm's way by having them not join the team at first. But he eventually grew to love them and eventually began to think of them as a great team, specifically the relationship that he eventually developed and had with Ashley. As Andros' mission is simple, to try to find whatever happened to his sister when they were just little kids, as she ended up being kidnapped as it's been his life's mission to try to find her. But even in despite of his mission, he never stopped being the best Red Ranger that he can be, even though that at times he had to try to think of what comes first, his own family or his new family. As despite what you think of him, Andros joined the ranks of the Red Rangers easily and easily became a lot of people's favorite, myself included, for being such an iconic character.
Everybody all right? Yeah. Good. Now where'd that thing go? I thought it went right there.
Joining the team later on in the series is the great Justin Nemo, who plays, or Nemo, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, and I apologize in advance, who plays the amazing role of Zane. Zane is one of Andros' oldest friends and one of his best friends, who was kept frozen only so that Andros could eventually find a way to have him have his powers back. As the two of them are basically brothers in arms, they grew to be so much more and were actually brothers both on and off the field, which makes them so iconic and so memorable as a duo. But Zane, for a short time, eventually saws himself out and eventually rejoined the ranks as the team, but only for a short time because he began to have a little power failure. But without the shadow of a doubt, whenever the team needs him the most, they can always rely on Zane, as he is one of the greatest additions to have in this series and one of my personal favorite Silver Rangers.
Satellite stunner!
Super Sonic!
But what made this series probably even more iconic is the fact that the Power Rangers actually teamed up with the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, this is real. Would I ever review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation? Yeah, maybe. I've never officially seen it, I only know about it from Favorites' reviews of it. He reviewed every single episode of this franchise, and I recommend watching those videos because they are pretty funny and hysterical. As he even has a dumbest turtle ranking, like who was the idiot of the series, which is pretty funny. All in all, I probably would review it, but I don't officially own it, and I don't know how rare that it is to own it. And also, you have the great and amazing and beautiful Melody Perkins as Astronomer, who definitely also has one of the greatest character transformations, but hers is most notably whenever I get around to Lost Galaxy. If you know, you know. But as it stands, Power Rangers in Space is a fantastic series, and the droids are pretty cool, such as the Astro Megastrip, the Delta Megazord, the Astro Delta Megazord, the Mega Voyager, and the Mega Wiener. Yes, all are very amazing and very cool Megazords, with some other cameos in between, like you have Divatox in some episodes, the Phantom Ranger reappearing, and of course... Yeah! Justin. People like him for some reason. Wonderful. So, how do I feel about Power Rangers in Space as a total? I love this series and I love this franchise to pieces. While certainly it followed after one of the worst seasons of all time, it is definitely like Zeo compared to Mighty Morphin. There are some people out there that do not like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for their own reason, but I actually really didn't fall in love with Power Rangers Zeo. And there are people that didn't like Zeo and fell in love with Turbo. What is wrong with you people? But as it stands, Power Rangers in Space is a great series that is worth watching, full of memorable characters, great moments. What? Oh. You thought I would forget the inclusion of one of the greatest Rangers that ever existed on on TV screen, the immortal Psycho Rangers. Nope. But they are great in characters of themselves, and you should actually watch this series to know why that the Psycho Rangers are so memorable and so historic for being such great Power Ranger villains. As they would talk about it, but I think that's probably due for a top 10 at some point. Wink, 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 wink. So, as it stands, Power Rangers in Space is a great series and was one of the first series to be mostly written by the immortal Judd Lynn, one of my personal favorite Power Rangers writers, who would eventually make... Oh, there it is. To eventually would make one of the greatest Power Rangers series ever, at least in my mind, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, and go on to write multiple series. As even, just to let people know, fun fact, he was supposed to come back for both Power Rangers Jungle Fury and also Power Rangers Samurai, and they didn't make a comeback for his own reasons. Yet, however, I can definitely say that you should check out Power Rangers in Space. It's a great series, and especially if you have kids and you'd like to get them into a great series, you can definitely do so with the amazing Power Rangers in Space. So, I'd highly recommend checking it out if you can, and sorry for not going into better details with this video, but I think it's gone on long enough and I don't want to keep rambling on. So, if you guys can, pick up Power Rangers in Space. They are very cheap to own, and it's a great series that is worth watching. So, check them out if you can, and especially let me know what you think about the series if you have seen it or not. But give Power Rangers in Space a watch if you haven't already. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter with a link in the description down below. And if anybody would really want me to review Power Rangers Turbo, either I can look into buying a copy, or if you have a copy that you'd be willing to part with, then let me know at Twitter. You can DM me at Twitter and just let me know, and, you'll be thanked in the review. But anyways, yeah, I really do like Power Rangers in Space. It's a great successful series, especially after, in my opinion, the stinker of Power Rangers Turbo. This was well worth it. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter with a link in the description down below. I point universe, I point nerdy, keep eking on, and let me know who your favorite Power Ranger is in Power Rangers in Space. Mine is a toss-up between Carlos and Zane as being the great characters, especially Carlos, who got in a really well-written character arc in this series. But let me know who your favorite is in the comments down below, and if you want to see more Power Rangers series reviews, then please let me know by liking and also commenting on this video. So, this has been a Lazy Universe YouTuber poll review, and there is a couple more surprises here for YouTube. Like I said, I wanted to take a break from movies and review things nostalgic, and you guys picked some good ones. But until next time, I believe Universe, everyone nerdy, keep eking on. Thank you guys so much for watching this review, and until next time, guys, and as always, take care.